This is Dark Souls for Dummies, and I'm the dummy. We've sort of learned about Firelink Shrine, and now we want to head over here to the first sort of real area. If I were a funnier man, I'd start every one of these videos with the real Dark Souls starts here, but I'm not that funny, so this is the first area that's really gonna, like, probably take you a bunch of tries to get around. So you might notice that there's a whole bunch of these dudes. It's sort of worse than that, because not only are these dudes, but there's guys up there that throw firebombs at you. So this sort of makes you, throws you in the deep end sort of right away. So what you sort of have to do is, like, slowly and methodically learn how to deal with this button. Excuse me. No, I can't use this, because these guys are here. Sort of luring these guys over here is not a bad idea either. Free armor. Let's start this again. So I'm just gonna, like, show you how I like to go through this area, and you'll sort of decide for yourself. But, like, trying to just grab one of the guys at a time and bring them somewhere safe and then kill them and then sort of move on from there is helpful. But you don't want to get too close to the firebomb guy. Again, I'll try to do this slowly and carefully. Again, if you get a little bit further than this, you're going to get hit by fireballs, but probably back here I'm safe. And then if I get, like, just about here, he's going to start throwing things at me. So you take care of those two guys down below. There's an item over there and a knight, but I'd take out this firebomb guy first. The good thing is that you can often hit him and knock him down. But you see that I got the attention of too many of them at once, so I'm going to retreat. Just be aware that there's edges over here. So again, if you need to get back into the shrine, do that. Run up here, keep your shield up. If you get hit in the face with a firebomb, it happens. Eventually you get rid of the axe guy, get rid of the firebomb guy, get charged by the guy on the stairs. So I'll show you that another way, hopefully. But we do want to get this item. So remember, these night guys, you really do need to bait out an attack from. Hit once or twice. You can grab this item, and if you're brave and you've learned how to jump, which is probably one of the most annoying things in this game, but platforming. So you, like, hold B and the stick to run, which makes it very hard to control. So I tend to hold B with my index finger in a really weird curled way, and then use my thumb to the camera so you can see. But if you're running and you tap B, you can jump. So I'm going to try to jump over there and get that item. It's sort of not worth worrying about if you can't make this jump. And, you know, even with 500 souls, like, it's probably not worth it. Get a ring of sacrifice. And maybe make it back if you don't. So I'm going to show you that again. Maybe try to do it the way I tend to do it. But it is just worth practicing this. You get your sort of fundamentals down pat. Multiple enemies at the same time. And usually ignore that knight guy down at the bottom. There's no need to kill him unless you're trying to get one of his items. So bait this guy over here. Couple times. The second guy will come at you again, try to take care of him back here. It's good to start practicing those backstabs. Get sort of used to It's surprisingly forgiving after a while how much you can do. So you have a choice over here of which of these guys you do first, but it's probably easiest to sort of run around and backstab the axe guy. And then the firebomb guy go. No, this guy didn't come down. I guess if you're lucky, this guy won't bother you. But I don't really recommend attacking this guy on the stairs, especially if you're using the broadsword. The problem with the broadsword is it only has horizontal swings. I'm lucky in that I have the longsword, which has the thrust. But it's not very good with someone above you on the stairs. Pretty much the jumping attack is a good use, but you really don't want to fight the guy on the stairs. You can get away with it. So sort of bring him down to a flat area where it's a little bit safer, you can maneuver, work from there. You can hear this dude. It's actually a pretty friendly rat. The rats can be pretty nasty, but this one mostly easy. Being baits and switches you that you think you're going to go through this gate, but you can't. So over here. The Undead Berg. So again, main thing here is just one dude at a time. Short sword. So don't get greedy. 1 or 2 hits at a time is where you want to be. Oh, right, you can do that. So, oops. The downside of this is that there's an angry dude up there now. It's going to be annoying to get up past, but you can go down this way. Yeah. Didn't really want to do this right away, but this is a learning process. That those guys were hanging on the outside of the wall waiting for you to come by. They ambush you when you come. I need to be careful because that guy's throwing firebombs, but I think he came down after me. Come down here. Come here. Firebombs. That's creepy. You should pay attention, like, watch how slowly my stamina in the green there grows with my shield up. How much faster it recovers if I put my shield down. Anyway, so we accidentally fell down here. But it is worthwhile. Now you might notice that you can't get up here because it's boarded off. Coming back here does give you a soul item. Big whoop. But yeah, you get a bunch of goodies for coming down here at least. You learn about these hanging guys because they show up a couple times in this area. Get a soul item. And yeah, more hanging guys. So I think you can at least get one of them. Yeah. So you make it at least a little bit easier by hitting them before they can get up. Oops. Traded. But get some rubbish. And finally, ladder. Us almost back to where we were. Is there one more item? Yeah, there's one more item over here. Humanity. But this sort of shows you how important it is to explore. It's very easy to miss all that. All of that stuff was hidden behind these barrels here. And because I like breaking barrels, I just fell down here and I actually forgot that this is how you did that area. You always want to keep your shield up as you go around corners, and this is why. Is there a jump you can do here too? No, you can't get up here. We do want to eventually come up there. I think. At some point you come back and try to land there. But for the time being, go through the fog wall. Always be smashing. Get some items. You hear those footsteps outside. Come up here. Yeah, dragon happens. Or Drake. Pretty cool. Alright, so again, got this crossbolt guy up top. You really don't want to fight these dudes down here. There's some knights over there. You really don't want to fight them with a crossbolt dude. There's a third guy hiding behind a barricade. The best bet is to run past those guys. Get rid of this guy. Now, fight these guys from the high ground. Obi-Wan. Just be careful not to fall down the side here. Now, if you're listening, you might hear that there's a... Yeah, that's happening. So, you want to be careful. You stay over on sort of this side of the platform before the bridge. I think you're pretty great. Get hit here. Yeah, not quite. But at least if you stay sort of this bridge, you should be okay. Now, in here is a bonfire. I'm not going to hit it yet. But this is sort of your goal, is just to make it past those three dudes in the archer and get to this bonfire. You might have noticed the glow of an item over there, and there's a ladder, so that sort of hints that you should probably make it over there at some point. There's three dudes down there you want to go kill. Let's do that instead. Now, if you have the master key, you can also open this door, I think. You get a shield here. Yeah, so if your character did not start with a shield, that's at least a starting shield. It's a pretty bad one, but it's better than no shield. Let's go over here. So again, it's not really possible to fight just one of these guys at a time. As you can see, they've got shields, and if you just try to hit them, you're going to bounce off them. So you either want to bait an attack, which can be annoying, because they're peaceful sorts, or you can practice your kick if your weapon gives you the kick. Kick is one of the more annoying attacks to get off, because you have to sort of hit forward and R1 at the same time, but this is a good time to practice it. That these dudes with shields are, it's super effective against them. But if you manage to kill these two guys, you can also have lots of fun with their bodies. Shoot them off into the atmosphere. But down here, first of all, you might notice that there's a guy back here. He's going to break all the nice china. Axe, sweet, battle axe. I hate that weapon too, but there's a merchant here.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
So you want to buy some stuff from this guy. The orange soapstone's a good thing to have because it allows you to write messages. I don't really worry about any of these things, although having throwing knives is actually not a bad idea, because they allow you to pull enemies from far. It is a great idea, sort of as soon as possible, to buy a repair box, just so you can repair all your equipment and not have to like trek all the way to a smith to do it. So you never have to worry about a weapon breaking, because you can repair it in a bonfire. If you have the master key, I don't think you need the residence key, but I guess we'll figure that out if you need this. The bottomless box isn't really important. It just allows you to remove items from your inventory and save them for later. You can only access them at the bonfire, but there's no real reason to buy it. But buying a repair box is not a bad idea. But you can buy arrows here and bolts for crossbows and some weapons. There's some decent stuff here. The clubs and the rapiers. And more shields if you don't have a good shield.
Thank you kindly.
You can also kill this guy, like any of the NPCs in Dark Souls, and get a katana, which is pretty cool. I don't want to do that yet because I want some of the stuff that he's selling. But let's see if we can't get past these guys. So this is where these throwing knives can actually be really useful. Because, okay, this guy's at least going to come to me. The main thing is you don't want to have all 4 of these dudes coming at you. 1 or 2 at a time is sort of enough. But if I have this throwing knife, I can actually almost kill this guy. But the more important thing is that it allows me to get just him and not have to fight 2 of these guys at the same time. So having a crossbow or bow or throwing knives and stuff like this is actually really useful in managing crowds, which is a big part of Dark Souls. It's just not fighting multiple enemies at the same time. I'm gonna keep forgetting that A is climb ladder. Alright. Oh, more throwing knives. So you can also make this jump as promised. This is the place I mentioned before. And if you do so, you get a thing. And I like things. Let's get this thing. Okay, so you get a crossbow. The crossbows are weird in this game. The way I came, just to minimize the time spent. This is where we crossed the fog wall and saw the Drake before. The crossbows are kind of weird because you can't just like aim with them. So like here I have the crossbow. You need to dual hand it. I don't have any bolts for one thing. But you can't just aim with it. You have to lock on and then shoot people, which makes it not that great for pulling enemies from afar. But a bow is really better for it, because it actually lets you aim down the sight, so to speak. Aim down the shaft of the arrow. That's the first part of Undeadburg, that we're just gonna rest up over here at this bonfire. You might notice these stairs. You might be like, oh, I should go up these stairs. The stairs are sadly broken. You might say, oh, there's a ladder, but ladder is sadly not reachable at the time being. But again, important to notice these things, that all of this stuff is important in Dark Souls. Someday we'll be able to reach that ladder. We'll go ahead and rest up, and that's it for this episode of Dark Souls for Dummies.